This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for November 14th, 2025. New releases out today include the new collaboration with Mike Patton and the Avett Brothers called Avett Patton, the Amorica Deluxe reissue from the Black Crowes, Cheap Trick's new album, All Washed Up, Flowers from The Devil Wears Prada, Warning, the 25th Anniversary Deluxe Edition from Green Day, Psycho Candy, the 40th Anniversary Edition from the Jesus and Mary chain, Something's Loud, the EP from Jimmy Eat World, Familiar to Millions, the reissue from Oasis, Another Miracle from Of Mice and Men, Black and Blue, the 2025 reissue from the Rolling Stones, Coming Home Live from the Scorpions, celebrating their 60th anniversary, and Songs from the Big Chair, the 40th Anniversary Edition from Tears for Fears. Concerts going on sale today include Journey, the Final Frontiers Tour at the DCU Center in Worcester, Massachusetts on June 6th, and at the SNHU Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire on June 7th. Black Label Society, Zach Sabbath, and Dark Chapel will be at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Connecticut on April 2nd, and the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston on April 4th. And Candlebox are hitting the road after the new year. They'll start their tour at Aura in Portland, Maine on February 25th and head to the Tupelo Music Hall in Derry, New Hampshire on February 26th. David Coverdale, the legendary frontman from Whitesnake and one-time singer from Deep Purple, has retired from music. Making the announcement via a video message to his fans, the 74-year-old shared the following message via a video posted to the official YouTube for Whitesnake, saying in part, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters of the Snake, a special announcement for you. After 50-plus years of incredible journey with you, with Deep Purple, with Whitesnake, with Jimmy Page, and the last few years, it's been evident to me that it's really time for me to hang up my rock and roll platform shoes and my skin-tight jeans. As you can see, we've taken care of the lion's wig, but it's time for me to call it a day. I love you dearly. I thank everyone who's assisted and supported me on this incredible journey, all the musicians, the crew, the fans, the family. It's amazing, but it really is time for me to just enjoy my retirement, and I hope you can all appreciate that. Once again, I love you with all my heart. Fare thee well." David Coverdale, best known as the frontman from Whitesnake, but he was also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Deep Purple. Whitesnake's last show took place on June 23rd of 2022 at Hellfest in France, wrapping up the band's farewell tour. Jasper Coverdale, David Coverdale's son, took to social media saying there aren't often moments where legends have the opportunity to rest at their own record. After forging his own path spanning over 5 decades, my father chose his fate once again. Sharon Osbourne has come out and said that Black Sabbath's farewell concert raised $11 million, a far cry from what she called a ridiculous initial report that the event brought in nearly $200 million. In the days after the July 5th event, Tom Morello shared an Instagram post stating that roughly $190 million would be donated to charity from the concert. Sharon offered insight into the actual amount raised by the Back to the Beginning concert while speaking with Jack and Kelly Osbourne during the latest episode of the Osbournes podcast. Saying, quote, "If one show could have raised $190 million, it's like any artist would just do one big show, film it, and you can retire after one show. No, it's nowhere near that. I wish it was, but we're living in reality in the real world." Saying, quote, "We paid the cost of bringing everybody in and everybody out, accommodations, everything, but no one got paid. Nobody asked for a penny. They gave their time, their efforts, everything for free, but people were just like, oh God, so generous." Sharon previously shot down that $190 million would be donated to charity, saying, "One of the things that's frightening me is all the false press. It's just ridiculous, the different stories. I went on the internet the next morning and it was like 140 million, 160 million. And I was like, where does this stuff come from?" Bullet for My Valentine will be back out to celebrate the 20th anniversary of their album The Poison this month. The band have been newly added to Limp Bizkit's Loserville Latin American tour that kicks off on the 29th. Bullet for My Valentine will now appear as direct support for Limp Bizkit after Youngblood dropped off the tour. It's unclear exactly why. Chris Cornell's youngest daughter, Toni Cornell, reflected on taking part in Soundgarden's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Cornell's eldest daughter, Lily Cornell Silver, spoke a bit about Soundgarden and her dad's legacy, and his youngest daughter, Toni, closed out the induction with an acoustic performance of Fell on Black Days with Nancy Wilson from Heart. Saying in part, I was 6 years old when Soundgarden reunited. My brother and I were lucky enough to see small pieces of that moment unfold, not realizing we were witnessing something historic. Ending her statements by saying, Daddy, you are beloved and your music will forever change people's lives. Long live Soundgarden. Slayer announced they're rolling out a 40th anniversary set of reissues of their album Hell Awaits. A box set, 2 LP, blood-filled vinyl pressing, and CD will ship on May 15th. A digital version will also be available. In a new interview, Ricky Rocket from Poison was asked if he's still in communication with his bandmates Bret Michaels, Bobby Dahl, and Cece DeVille more than 3 years after they played their last show together. Responding, I talk to Cece all the time, at least once or twice a week, and his mom and my mom are really close. And my mom passed away, and his mom's going through a lot right now. That kept us close on one level. I talk to Bobby less. Bobby keeps to himself a lot these days, which is okay. But Bret and I do not talk, unfortunately, and it's a shame. Honestly, it is, so we get bits and pieces of stuff. Ricky Rocket also said, as of now, there are no plans, there is nothing on the books for 2026 to celebrate the 40th anniversary tour, even though it was announced earlier this year that an agreement had been reached. And Alex Van Halen is authoring a new anthology book, the working title Van Halen, that promises to open the, quote, Van Halen family archives for the first time. A preliminary press release says the years 1978 to 1984 are explored through correspondence, tour memorabilia, album artwork, press material, musical equipment, unpublished photographs, and much more, charting the brothers' journey from childhood to the band's formation to their debut and meteoric rise. At a rousing commemoration last night at the Bataclan in Paris, frontman of the Eagles of Death Metal, Jesse Hughes, played outside the Bataclan the song You'll Never Walk Alone, a show tune which is now best known as a soccer fan's anthem, saying, quote, walk on with hope in your heart. Yesterday marked the 10th anniversary of the terrorist attack at the Bataclan during the Eagles of Death Metal concert. 90 people were killed at the Bataclan, hundreds more were injured. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 284, featuring Jeff Plate from Trans-Siberian Orchestra, is available now.